What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about The Joker, issue number 9. This one's written by James Tynion IV, with a backup written by Sam Johns that focuses on Punchline, that whole Harper Row prison storyline that's been going on for quite a long time. A very long backup indeed. I guess that's just going to be both of these stories going simultaneously. So we got the whole thing with Punchline going on there. But the main storyline, the Joker, or as I like to call this book, the Jim Gordon, because it's mostly a Jim Gordon book. Although, finally, the Joker actually shows up in a book titled The Joker. Wow, who would have thunk it that the Joker would actually be appearing in a Joker comic book? Yeah, because Joker has not really appeared in anything the past couple issues. I can't remember the last time he actually had a significant part of an issue within this story so far. So at least we got that this time around. We get kind of a crazy, weird revelation of Joker in cahoots with some organization known as the Network, who specializes in getting, like, it's kind of crazy. It's almost like they're able to kind of replace, they're kind of genetic engineering of various clones. They want to clone the Joker. This is kind of really messed up, but they specialize in cannibalism in a way. Like they clone like body parts of different people to like create exact clones so people can eat in restaurants, and say they want to get a body out of prison, they'll genetically engineer like a cloned replica. Say the replica died, and then the original can kind of go off and do their own thing. Kind of crazy and messed up, but that's this book in general. So we have Jim Gordon. He is with vengeance. He is off to go to this island where he knows the Joker's at. We recap several events in his life where the Joker's just ruined so much of it. So he's hesitant. He's actually going to go through with this. He's going to let vengeance kill the Joker at this point. He's not going to pull the trigger himself because it's just like he's kind of done with everything in general with the Joker at this point. We also have Julia Pennyworth working with Barbara Gordon. We find some interesting revelations about that whole Talon that was linked to her. So there's a lot that's linked with the Joker. In fact, the whole cannibal family that was following the Joker, by the end of this issue, they seemingly kidnap and inject him with something so that they're going to eat the Joker themselves. So that's kind of a crazy, messed up thing. We found out the people who engineered Vengeance. They say one sort of code word, and then Vengeance is just out, just like that. So it's part of their whole mind control, or like the way they were engineered to take care of things. So we have this guy who's one of the makers behind it. He kind of goes with Jim Gordon and the Joker, and they find out this whole crazy, almost horror theme thing with all these different genetically engineered individuals so that they can serve in restaurants at high-end tables. I don't know. It's a really crazy, messed up out there storyline there. We find out that he even tried to clone the Joker, but they found out that Joker's DNA was just so tampered and messed with the whole chemicals that altered his skin and all that it was just kind of impossible. Joker finds out about this, and he's like, oh, it'd be quite the joke to let all these different Jokers kind of go loose. I wonder if this kind of ties into that whole Three Jokers thing. It's been a while since I read that Jeff Johns storyline, but it kind of makes me think of that. So they have that going on here. Jim Gordon's ready to shoot. Things go wrong. The Sawyer family, or whatever it is, comes in, and they shoot the guy who was creating this stuff, kill him. Jim Gordon ends up getting stabbed at some points, and it seemingly is like he's going to die. That's when he finally sends the message out to Oracle. Vengeance comes through and is wondering where the Joker is. It's like, sorry, Jim, I will extract your vengeance for you. And Jim is just kind of left without any options. He is dying, and we don't know if he's going to make it through, because this is kind of like Tynion's final push at DC, because he's finally going to be done with Batman by next month. But I know he's staying on for the Joker book for a little bit. So I'm not sure how this Joker book's going to end. I don't know how long it's going to go on for. Is it going to go on for 12 issues? Is it going to go on even longer than that? That's the thing with this book. It has me kind of intrigued. Maybe Jim Gordon will die. I mean, they did kill off Alfred after all, so... And Jim Gordon, I don't think, was in the whole Future State thing. So this could be a bit of a last hurrah for Jim Gordon, because DC's willing to kind of go out and do stuff. So he's left there. He sends a signal out to Oracle, trying to get some help. So I assume this takes place before the whole Fear State event, because she's still got her clock tower and things going on there. Because as we know in Fear State, Barbara's off. Well, the tower is not quite destroyed. And she also finds an interesting an A match to the talent that shows James Gordon Jr. So perhaps they brought him back to life, or perhaps it's a clone. I don't exactly know, but that's a bit of intrigue going on there. Then we have the Punchline backup. This was just kind of okay. The art was done by Rosie Kemp. We have they go to Leslie Tompkins' office, the girl that Harper Row got out of prison. We find out like she was one of the old friends of Punchline who had like this yearbook with information on it, but that was kind of torched and all that stuff. But we also hear Leslie saying, look, if anybody connects you to what happened at the prison in Punchline, if you're seen at the trial, they can just wave the whole thing like, oh, they were trying to set her up and sabotage it. So there's a lot of stakes at play with Harper Row after what happened at the prison. Now others are going to start to like, this could be an out for Punchline, like, oh, it was just a setup the whole time, and that's how she can get free from the whole situation. So there's some stakes in regards to that. We have Orca, who was getting killed by Punchline or getting put to sleep. I don't know what Punchline's going to do. That's kind of disturbing in some way, but something's going to happen to Orca, and that's basically the Joker issue in a nutshell. So this one definitely took a bit of a turn. I wasn't expecting, like, honestly, with this Joker book, I don't really know what direction it's going to go in. Something kind of repeats itself, because, like, as soon as Jim meets up with the Joker, what happens? Somebody else gets involved, and the Joker gets taken away or escapes and kind of goes off, and Jim's got to go do the whole thing again. Like, okay, where's he at now? I can definitely feel that Gordon's a bit tired at this point. And also, with Jim Gordon being stabbed here, I have no idea how he's going to make it out of this situation. He sent the distress signal to Oracle, but he was pretty far away. The only person I think, based on what I read earlier on, was Cassandra Cain, because she was off doing some investigating with the whole different families and that. So I don't know who's going to save the Joker. Maybe it'll be Interpol or something in the next issue. I don't feel like this is a fitting end for Jim Gordon. It's a bit of a cliffhanger meant to kind of bait the audience, but I don't think Jim's going to be dead in the next issue. I feel like they'd say that for a final confrontation. Like, narratively, it would feel kind of like, what do we waste all this time for if Jim's just going to kind of go out like this? It would feel kind of anticlimactic. So I'm sure Jim will be fine. They'll find some way to get him out of this situation. But it is a bit of an interesting cliffhanger. And the issue itself was a lot more exciting because, well, the Joker was in it. And we found out some interesting stuff about this crazy organization known as the Network. And some weird cannibalistic things. Makes me think of Hannibal Lecter in the Hannibal TV show. But yeah, it was definitely a stronger issue. It's an interesting mystery going on with the Joker. So I am going to recommend Joker issue number 9. The Punchline backup was just kind of okay. That's a story where I'm not like loving it, but I'm not really hating it at this point. I'm like, it's just kind of something that's going on right now. But the main storyline actually had the Joker in it this time, so I'm more appreciative of that. And is this crazy family going to try and eat the Joker now? That's just out there and crazy. But it's kind of fitting with the Joker. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty certain the Joker will get out of it in some crazy way, because that's the Joker. He's always 10 steps ahead and finding some out there way of getting out of a situation. So yeah, I think this is a pretty strong issue, all things considered. So anyways, what are your thoughts on the Joker number 9? Did you like this issue? Did you dislike this issue? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Be sure to come back next time. We've got some more comic book reviews coming out. I covered I Am Batman. I'm covering the Joker. And I think next I'm going to cover this week's Batman Urban Legends. And then once that's wrapped up, then I will go to try and catch up on the comics that I missed the past couple months with the Fear State Times. So that includes Harley Quinn and Catwoman. Those are my next goals. I got to catch up on those before the end of Fear State, which I think begins next week. So that's the plan. And yeah, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.